Okay, so this is a sixth one, and today, like we discussed, we will first cover the GitHub, and that will also help us to pulling the code and all that stuff. So I will be keep putting all the code that we are doing on GitHub, and you can get the code from there. So I will create a repo, and then I will also invite you. And if you do not have the account, then we will create account, and then you will I will also show you how to push the content, all the content that we have on the left side. This will be like you can consider like a folder, right? This is inside a folder. So all this will be in the same way will reflect on GitHub. So first you will push and see how it comes there, and you will also be able to access that. And then we will also then continue our topic. So we covered the Python, we covered basics and advanced Python, and this time we started our SQL also. So it started mean we are going to start. We'll start from the basics, and we will keep going to advanced level. So that will be the main topic of today. And before that, because of the necessity, we need to also go through it quickly. So let me share my browser screen. Okay. So first of all, I will go to Git. And so what we have to do, we have to click on this plus icon on the right to create a new repo. So we'll create a brand new repo for us. And this repo, we can name it something. So let's name our LPDO, right? LPDO D. So it's we are training for data engineering. And we can name it anything, but it should be unique in the account. So let me pick account for data trainings, and then this one is we can make it either public or private. So when you make it public, anybody in the world can access your data and code, whatever you put there. But generally, therefore, it's a best practice to make the repo private only so that nobody can access. And if you're planning to release some project, only then make it public. Because sometime what happens, for example, if you are adding a project in your resume, so generally in today's world, there is a trend that companies also look for your GitHub that you attach along with the project. So they want to actually see how the project looks and what you work there. So therefore, at that time you can make it public so that everybody can access that repo, right? So and also other cases are also there, but it all should be code that you are willing to share. Otherwise, make sure to make it private only. And then these three are files, so we can ignore them for now. These are not that important to start with, so we can even leave it blank only, and then we can say create repo. So now once we click on it, you can see that this is a name of your account, and then this is the repo name that we gave. So you will see something like this. So this is a blank repo, nothing is showing here, and this will be our address. So when we go here, we can access our repo. And repo is like a repository, and we, in short, we call it repo. So that is in simple terms just like a folder, and which you are hosting on GitHub. So it's a structure is folder, inside that you could have file folders and all that thing. So that is something which is version controlled. So version control is the main term here, where every time you push something, that will be in a new version. And if somebody, let's say after 2 years, you pushed in 2 years 100 versions, and if somebody want to retrieve version number 23, so he or she can do that easily. So that is something which is like a powerful thing that comes with Git. So they are also showing some command here, and these are the commands that we generally use. So for example, they are saying these are the good start of command, they're the list. So they are saying that echo, I mean, let's also, we'll also do that. So what they are saying that git init is the first command that we need to run. And before that, this is a general command. Like they are saying that in this particular file, you can push this particular text, but ignore that. This is like git command here. So git init is one command which we generally run for one time only when we start our project. So this git init, in which folder we are in. If we run git init, that folder automatically becomes a git folder then. Like git will automatically create a hidden folder there, .git, and inside that, git will do all the magic. We don't have to worry about that, and we just git automatically manage all that thing then. So git init is like we need to run for one time, and then this git add is also then we add. So whenever we add some file, uh, any kind of file you change or add, so that way you need to also tell git that okay, this file is also you need to now push to GitHub. So that way we say by git add. So this also we will be using to add all our files, and I will also show you the shortcut like to add all the files at one time instead of saying one by one. And then third command will be git commit. So whenever you add something, once you add all the files, then you say, okay, now I'm ready to push. Or push also is one case, or you can say, okay, this particular add the files that I added, I want to make a version of it. So that way, let's say there is a version 3 so far, and when you add all the files and you commit, so that will become version 4. So every time you commit something, that will be a new version. So that is how we maintain all the versions. And after you commit, then this one is also what happens, like there is a branching system, but that also will ignore because we are just starting. So then this command git remote is basically this is also one time command which is doing like which is uh, we are providing the information like where is the remote means the cloud address from the local to cloud. I mean, when we run this kind of command later, so this will tell us all the information like what is the remote address. So here this is a format where we mention. So you can see that the address is same as our address. So it's like git now knows after this that okay, this is the remote. And after that we say this is a final command. So whenever you add some commit, one commit or more than one commit, we say git push. And this also is like you mentioned like the remote name which we add here, origin, and the branch name. So you are in this we are saying git push origin main. So that means we want to push the local changes to the origin remote, this address, and at the main branch. So generally ignore the branch for now. It's like only main, let's say. So this is the how the push works. And so we'll do this activity now. So this is our address. Let me copy and let me jump back to, okay. So here, let me do that activity. So yeah, there is one more command which they not mention in startup. So that is also very common. So we say git status. Git status means it will tell you like what is the status. So if you have some files which are not yet added, so that they will say that okay, it's not added. or you have some commit or added but not committed. So all that information which you want to know, and also at which branch you are on. So everything which you want to know, some basic things about your project, this particular command tells us. Now, because they are saying this is not a directory like git directory, so therefore they cannot say. And even let's say if we print ls, ls is like a shell command here in command line, and this way we can like print out all the files that we have, files and folders. Okay, so they are saying this python folder, this one, and curriculum, right, and session. And this dot and double dot means dot and double dot you will see all the time. So basically what happens, dot means current folder, double dot means parent folder. So these two also actually automatically comes, but we have to focus on these three, I mean whatever files we have. So let's start. So we are saying git init, and so they are saying initialized empty git repo, right, at this address that we have. So now we are saying again git status. This time it is like showing us some information, right? It is saying that on branch master, and ignore the branch, like let's say there is only one branch main, and we'll switch to that and work on that only, because it will otherwise confuse you. So they are saying no commit yet, nothing we committed, right? Untracked. Untracked means these are the files which are available in the Git folder, but you haven't committed. So that means untracked, or committed or added. So those are all untracked files, right? So nothing added to commit, right? So they are telling us all the information. Now, first of all, what I do generally when I start my Git, I say git checkout -b, which you can ignore. Like it's again a branching thing, but something is ignored. If we say git status again, everything is same, right? Only you can see that branch is changed. So don't worry about branch, as I'm saying again that we will just focus on main branch as of now. So after git init, and let's see, let's add our file. So we'll say git add and curriculum.md. Then we will say git add sessions.md, right? And now if I check my status again after this, so now they are saying some other information, right? So they are saying that these two files which are showing in green, they are saying changes to be committed. So an untracked file. So they are saying that these two changes are added and we are tracking it. So that means Git is tracking these changes, but still these are not yet committed. And this one is untracked. So this one is like is still not added. So there is like three stages. First you add, then you commit, and then you push. So they are saying this one is still not added, this one added but not committed, and nothing is pushed. So now let's say there is a shortcut that I mentioned. So you can say git add, instead of adding one by one, you have like 100 files, 200 files. So you can simply say and wait. I do not want to actually push. Uh, in Python, I do not want to push this one because I think yeah, this one actually is like notebook which I shared the link. So it will unnecessarily increase our size of Git, right? Just a moment, let me also check what is the total size of the our folder. Okay, 3 MB. Out of 3 MB, we have this folder is taking 2.6 MB, right? There is like no need because this is anyway I shared and this is available on Git, another Git. So what I will do, I will say there is a concept of git ignore. I will create a new file dot git ignore, and here I can list out all the things that I want to ignore. So if I say Python and lab 181 star means like whatever is coming next. So if I say ignore this, so you can see this the color change, right? It's all gray now, and even dim. The light is a bit dim. So that is like something telling us that okay, this one is not tracked by GitHub. It is like being ignored. And if you want to ignore another file that you want to like do not push in any case, so you can let's say if I want to say like this one, because this one is in Python, so again I will say Python and 01 star. Now you can see this one is also like read, right? So this way we can ignore, but this one we want to push, therefore we will remove that. Now git ignore, we added git ignore also, and in Python we are going to push all that, which I think is fine because from size perspective it is not that much. We don't want to like oversize our git and all, because it's a best practice to only put the content which is very essential and required. Okay, now let's add all the things which we want. Git add dot. So this is like dot. So instead of adding one by one, we can simply say git add dot. Dot means all the files which you have. And you can see that I first verified that what are the files I'm adding, because otherwise it will be like you might add something which, for example, some password, some kind of secret, or maybe some large file. So all those cases, make sure that whenever you add something, git add dot, it will add everything. So first you verify like what all files are not yet added and all that thing. So I verified. Now I can simply add. Okay, now let's again check the status. What is the status now? Okay, now they are saying that everything is nothing is like untracked, right? Everything is tracked, but still not committed, all these things. So now we'll create our first commit, and for that we say git commit, and we also need to pass a message. So that message will help us or help every developer who is working on this project in this git to understand like what this commit was about. So that is something which is a information that we are passing that happened in this commit. So we say -m for passing the message, and in comma we say our message, whatever we want to mention. So we'll say initial commit. It's like first time we are committing, so we simply say initial commit. And now they are saying 11 file change and all that, so they are just verifying like what all is committed. And once we have our commit ready, now let's again check the status. So now they are saying nothing to commit, right? Everything is committed, looks good. So now it's time to push all our commits. So we can simply say get push origin. Origin is like remote that we mentioned, and the branch main branch. So if we enter this, okay, we need to add the origin also. So we'll say get remote add origin and our address like they mentioned. So we copy our address and we add. Now let's push to our origin. Okay, so now they are again confirming that all this information, that these are the objects, 14 objects, and they compressed with the two threads that I have in my system, and then they pushed to this address and to the branch. So from the local main to remote main, it's like that. So now what will happen if I go to my repo again and refresh? You can see the same content that was there now is here, and also the message. Like this is the name and initial commit. Initial commit means the message that I passed, and in this way your commits will like keep coming here. One commit is like one version. So whenever anybody else in future commit something, so our message, the committer, and also the time, everything will come, and this will be version one, then version two, and all that thing. And anybody can come to any version, and also get the version by this unique hash code that we get. So this way, actually, version controlling is here, and you can see that the files that we added are coming here. So Python These are the files that we created so far. This will also be coming. Now it's time to add you. So to add, I will go to settings. I will go to collaborators and let me verify quickly. Just a moment. I activated multi-factor authentication for security. So every time they ask me for some kind of authentication. Okay, this one is 018362. Okay, now here I will search your name and you need to tell me the email or the username like which you used for Git. If you do not have account, let me know. We'll create the account for you. Whoever want to access the code, let me know.
Yeah. My email ID. Pmalipa. P. M-A.
Okay.
LLIPA. @
So you do you know, do you have Git account?
Yeah. Let me check it.
Okay, you can tell
I
me
don't
like
have it.
username also directly. Or if like if you do not have Git, what happens? If I enter the email ID, they actually will invite you. They will send a link on email so that you can create account and join, something like that. You can also tell me if you like email will also work, like they will automatically get the username from the email, or they will send you the invite link.
Where can I find my ID in the GitHub?
ID will be like in the URL also, github.com and / whatever the name is. For example, in my case, it will be data laker. This one.
Which one?
In the URL after github.com, this name will be my user ID.
Can I share my screen? Will you tell me how to do?
Okay, yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Okay, so here on your right, I think your ID is like this. Okay, Pawan Kumar. Okay, this one. Go to your profile or repositories. Anywhere you click, you will see that the URL, that is ID
This
that you
one?
are seeing in the URL. No, in the URL at the top, the browser URL.
This one?
Or no, on your left also you can see the ID like after your pink picture at the bottom of that. So paste it in chat or send to Tahir. Yeah, this one is Pawan Kumar. Let me search. I think I can find it. Pawan Kumar Teja. Okay. Yeah. Stop sharing. I will search for it. I'll share my screen. Okay. So Pawan Kumar
Teja.
Teja. Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you right access. And now you can go to this URL, type in browser github.com /data leaker / LBDOD. You will see the this code. Let me know if you can see.
Yeah, I'm checking. No, I couldn't find anything.
Okay, share the screen.
Yeah, 1 minute. Data lake. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, not here. At the top, like in the browser, type github.com/data laker/alberio -d. Yeah. Enter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
So whatever I push here with a single command, you will be able to access.
Okay.
So you can also like bookmark this URL or something like that so that you can see access later. Okay, so now you can stop sharing. I will share again. Okay, so let me show you how you can download the code. So one way is actually to set up the shell, Git shell. So for that, actually, it will take some time. So therefore, we will start with SQL, and I will search on internet like how to set up Git shell in the system, whatever system you have, Windows, Mac, you can say, and you will easily find like a couple of videos which will explain step by step manner how to set up shell, Git shell, so that you can also use some commands. But I will show you from this browser. You need to go to code, then download the zip. So that way you can download the whatever code you want to download. Okay, so this one is on Git side, and let me share again that one, SQL one. A moment. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the SQL now. So we'll start from basics. If I say SQL folder here, okay, let me pull something. Okay, so I pushed the SQL here. Okay, so let me first show you some theory also. So first of all, we'll cover the basics and then intermediate level and then advanced level. So it will be like becoming tougher and tougher. And but at whichever point you want to like stop and revise the thing, let me know. So for our goal is to cover basics today. And if we do not cover that, then we continue tomorrow and then we move to intermediate and then advanced. So SQL is like, let me explain like why we are doing SQL also. So basically, I would say for data engineering, these two languages are very important. And other languages, like not language, I would say, like Linux commands and all. So those are also we people actually expect to know that data engineers should know those things. But from language perspective, Python and SQL are like the two languages which is very essential. Like it is very hard to like apply for jobs where these, I mean, if you do not know the language, then it will be hard. And for other roles, for example, in data, we have three common roles: data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. So for data scientist, SQL is not that important. The primary focus is on Python, and they should know Python. And then SQL, if they know, that's a plus. Then in data analyst, the SQL is the primary language, and most of the focus is on that. And if you know Python, it's a plus in that role. But for data engineers, we have to know both, because our work is most of the like work requires us to build different things. And from Python side, I saw you, I mean, I show you that we have different use cases for API, for data scraping, for transformation using PySpark and Python, and also for pipeline building using Airflow. So all the use cases that we covered were like Python. And similarly, SQL is also important because it's the data engineer works with databases and all. So databases understand SQL. It's very hard to work with Python there, because Python, they do not support, they support SQL. And therefore if we need to know anything on the database side, we should know Python, oh sorry, SQL. Therefore SQL is also one of the primary language. And what is happening actually, it is like now becoming very important again, because what happened, like when big data started, previously SQL was important, then Python actually was on the front because of big data, like PySpark and all that framework were coming. So SQL was not able to compete that much. But what is happening? There is a new trend in the market which is called ELT. So earlier the pipeline format was ETL: extract, transform, and load. So we extract the data first, then we transform, and then we load. But in today's world, people are actually moving to ELT method, where we extract the data and we load without transforming in the raw data structure into directly into warehouse or databases, data lakes, wherever they want to store the data. And after that, in directly in the warehouse, they actually transform. And there is one tool which we are going to cover is DBT. DBT is also, like recently, it is also now becoming very popular. So DBT actually use SQL for transformation. So therefore SQL actually help in transformation, because we can like along with analysis, like data analysts generally use it for their analyst perspective and to generate insight and all. But we data engineers also use that for data transformation. So, and data modeling, for example. So all that thing that we do with Python, SQL also will help us to most of the activities. So if you apply for jobs and all, basically they will definitely ask you a lot of questions on SQL. So make sure that you practice. Again, for practice, the lead code and the status scratch, the two websites that I showed you. So you can practice there. And those two are like the primary source where anybody who is preparing for data engineering role goes and practice. And even companies also go to those sites and or when they prepare their exams, interview exams. So therefore whatever you find there is relevant, and you will find a lot of questions and practice and code for both Python and SQL. So therefore make sure you practice there also. So after this, once we cover the theory and all, and also I will show you the real examples by how we are running the command and how we are pulling the data. So you will also be able to understand all the code. And after that, it will be just a matter of practice. the more you practice, the better it will become. Similar case to Python also. So let's start SQL. So in SQL, there are like couple of keywords, and in basics, we are mainly focusing on like what those keywords do. So the first keyword is select. So the two keywords actually comes in this. So select and from. So it actually helps us to uh, get some records from the data. So database is, as you know, is like we have database, and inside database we have tables. So if you want to get some record from a table, you need to use select. So select something and from some table name. So that is the format. So let's understand that. Let me minimize it down. I think we even don't need it. Okay. So yeah, here what I'm doing, I am first of all, this one you can ignore because I have like a way to connect to database. So the database I'm running is on cloud, and that is a MySQL database. And there is another one for Postgres also. So once we have our basics ready, Python SQL. Once we move to cloud, we will also see like how the database there looks and how to create those databases, how to connect to them. I think connection we did, like we understand in Python how we are going to connect. So that is something we used, but how we will also understand how to create those databases so that we can connect to them. So what is happening in this particular cell, I am connecting to my database so that I can run the SQL queries on. And also, I already ingested the data that is required for running the SQL. So that is part of data ingestion. And I think I also showed you some examples in Python, maybe how data ingestion works. So do you know like how ingestion works, or is this something is still missing?
Sorry, can you
So the data ingestion, right? Data ingestion, is this something that are you comfortable with in Python? How we ingest the data into databases?
can you tell that again?
Okay. So this way I'm like ingesting the data. So first of all, I am this is my import library which I'm using for MySQL, and then we have pandas, boto3, and json. So this is for secret management. So this will help me to pull the secret from the cloud, and that secret is nothing but key value pair dictionary, and that dictionary help me to identify store my credentials there, so that whenever I mention some key, the value will come. So all the purpose is like hiding the values because those values are secret. So I'm just naming my like secret credentials as this username. For example, this is one key there, and the value is something I want. So that I can get the value for my username and password. So therefore, once we get the credentials, we are using this particular SQL Alchemy engine to connect to the database, and then I am like, for example, this data. What I'm doing, I'm using pandas to read the data from CSV, and then I am this way. This is a new command. You might have not seen it. So what this command is doing, this command again using pandas, there is a feature to actually generate the DDL. So DDL is like a schema where we create a definition how to create tables. So this is a format. So generally we write the table this kind of format, but pandas has a feature which automatically generate this for us. So we need to provide some input, and in input to this particular API, first of all we provide the data frame. So we are providing our data frame here. Then in second argument, we need to provide the table, like table name. So this is nothing but in your query, pandas will automatically use that table name, so that we don't have to change later. So, and the third argument is a connection. This is important. We are basically passing the connection information, like what type of connection it is, because currently it is MySQL connection, right? MySQL database, and similarly we can also pass Postgres connection, and pandas will automatically basically create the query as per that database, because different databases use different formats, and for Postgres it will be different to create a state, the create a statement to create table. So that is something pandas handle automatically, and therefore this is also important if you want to get the correct output. So once we have this schema ready, now what I'm doing, I am running that schema in my database. So after this, my database, which is like in this format, so it is running on RDS service in AWS, which we cover next. I mean, once we go to cloud tools, you will also be able to get this kind of database for yourself. So I'm connecting to that database, and this particular command, which I automatically got from here, is actually creating the table, blank table with this name. And after this, yeah, this one is also like shell command, and this is very good. So what this command is doing, it will actually, um, I think, we check MySQL. Yeah, so basically, what I do, this particular is a tool, and you can use the same format, nothing special here. But I mean, it took me some time to figure out the correct format. So basically, compress means like when you send the data, it will actually compress so that we can, like a 10 MB file, we can just transfer 2 or 3 compressed MB files, so that we can save some data and speed also. We can pass more data in a less time, so something like that. And username, password, host name are some variables, and ignore means is a parameter where if your CSV contain the first row as column names, so in that case we are saying ignore the first line. And then because the column names anyway is there, when we create this kind of table, column names automatically we pass, so we don't need the column names from CSV then. And then we also provide termination, like it's a comma separated fields, and then we pass our database name and also the CSV path. So the CSV is currently stored in data folder with this name. So, and the trick is that your CSV name should match with the table name. So whenever you pass the CSV, make sure that your table name and the CSV file name are matching. So that way we can like push all the table, all the data that you have. It could be 100 rows, 1000 rows, 10,000 rows. Your table in database will be populated with that CSV data. So this is a whole process that we follow, and I followed the same process for all the files that I need to push. And then again, this command is helping me to query the database directly. So I'm saying select star. You will also, when you understand SQL, you will be able to understand the select and all. So we are just like getting the 10 records on the table to confirm if your data pushed. So if you run this command before this command, your table will be blank. Only the column names will come. But once we push it, all the data also will populate. Then your records will also start coming. So this is the ingest part. And once we ingest, let me show you now the select part there. So here, select actually do the like we can pass the column names. So in this case, we are saying these 3 columns and from the table name. So this is the table name that we are using, and we are saying select only these 3 columns from the table. So now they are like pulling all the records. So we have 559 total records or the rows in the table, and 3 columns because we pulled 3. Now, if I say this one, so here again, the third keyword also you can notice like as. So what we are doing, we are simply selecting only one column, but here we are saying to rename our column. So there is a facility to rename our columns on the fly, which actually helps also in some time. We will also see that why we need to use that sometimes to make our data and or more meaningful. So here we are saying that select the one column, but this time rename it to West region. So you can see that again the same result as we pass the command. So this is the select statement. It is as simple as that. Just select the column names and from the table. Any question select? Okay.
No. Yeah, I understood. I know these basic commands, alias, select from.
Okay. Select limit.
So yeah, leave this one. Yeah, I know this basics.
Okay. And comparison. Comparison
One
means like
greater.
comparison
Yeah,
means
yeah.
yeah
This
this one.
this one I know, but show me the codes so that you can say
Yeah.
whether I know.
So here like
Yeah, I
here
know. Yeah. This one.
with this one, then greater
Yeah.
than. Okay.
But I have like with the greater than. Show me that greater than January. What is meant by double quote? Double quotes there. Like you use it quotes 2 times, single quotes and double quotes.
Oh, yeah. So actually, what happened when we have something like this? So you can see that this particular, if you, let's say you calculate the total character length of this particular string, so it's not just representation that we have. So this particular string, it's not like this double quote is a representation, and in database also these double quote are stored as a string or character. So basically, for example, this particular field containing a length of 5, not 3. So therefore, if you simply pass January without double quote, it will throw error because it will be like nothing is more than that. So therefore, we need to also pass double quote so that it will be a part of your string field. And there is another way where we can also simply pass our field without double quote. That way, we don't need to pass. But here we are showing that sometimes what will happen, something like this will happen, and so instead of like we are taking a case here where this could be also one possibility, and how to handle that. So double quote is we are handling the actual characters, which is like this proper is a complete string, and then single quote is like uh, we are saying this is like a string.
So here the length of January is 9, right? But March, May, and June it is less than 9. So how it is showing?
Oh, okay. So basically, what happens when you say greater than sign on a string uh, in SQL, they arrange in a dictionary order A to Z, and whoever is coming in dictionary order after J or January, all those records will come. So you can see that all these values will come after January in dictionary, right? So therefore, that is a logic here. What we are trying to learn is that greater than, less than comparison works for float, integer, right? But what will happen if you apply that on strings? So
Yeah.
dictionary order will happen.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is again the same case. We are saying after M, what is the dictionary order? So all the month which are starting from M will also come because that will come after M in dictionary.
Yeah.
Okay, so then this one is like 4 columns, and then we are also calculating and renaming the column. So we are saying add the values of west plus south, and then here we are again doing the same thing but dividing, like taking average. This is about comparison. Then like,
Yeah, like, yeah, I know a little bit about.
okay, so here what will happen? So if we say, if you want to, like, it's a like not exact comparison, but if you want to find some approximate comparison, so you can also use like. So let's say what we're doing here is we are saying in artist, if you want to find something, some string where artist name is starting from Snoop, so you can say like Snoop percent. Percent means anything is coming after this. We are just considering that, like, anything can come. It could be nothing, it could be one character, two character, n characters. We are saying it should start with the Snoop. So this is like how we read the pattern. So Snoop percent means starting with the Snoop and any length of character after that. So when you apply this query, you will get something like this, where the Snoop is the first word, and after that in one term it is doggy dog, in other is simply dog, something like that. Is that clear? Okay. So this is like
Yeah,
how we, okay, how we use
yeah,
like.
we can use that percentage symbol before Snoop also, right? Then it will retrieve the data that ends with Snoop.
Correct,
That's it,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know this.
Then we have in. So it's like we can also pass list. So we are saying we are year rank in these three values. So you can see that only the year where these three values are coming. Similarly, we can pass it like a strings also. We are saying we are the artist in these three. So that is how it works. We can pass a
Yeah,
list. Okay, then we have between. Between is
between
like
and done. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know.
Then is null.
Sure.
So here we are
Yeah,
saying, here we are saying that the particular value, this one, we can find how many values are null. So in this case, what is happening, because nothing is coming in artist, but we have some null values, because this particular double quote was also a part of our string. So whenever some string will be null, it will be like simply double quoted. So therefore nothing is at standard null. It's like, but if you pass something like this, then the null will come, because in case of double case, remember that this particular null doesn't work. If you have double quote and there is null, the single quote will work. Like you need to pass something like this. So now you can say all these are blanks, because these are still not null as per the standard definition of a SQL, but still they are like blank values. Therefore, you need to search like this. So whenever you work with strings, make sure that along with the isNull value, isNull is something which we use, and later also it will come. IsNull is something which we use for multiple cases, and but remember that when you use double quote, it could be also possibility that the values could be simply all blank space, and then those will not be considered null. So all the two cases you can combine also, so that you can get all the null records from strings and from general null. Then we have and. Any question in this null?
no, 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 no.
Then we have and and or operator. So these are like logical operators where we are saying that this particular where year equal to 2012 and year rank less than equal to 10. So we can also combine multiple
Both.
filters with and condition. So it will be like
Yeah,
when both will apply, only those records will come.
like Boolean operators, right? And or.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Boolean. It's like logical operators.
Yeah, both should be true for and condition. For or condition, either one of them should be true. That's it, right?
Correct, correct. And then
Yeah.
this one we are saying these two, and the third filter also, like you, as you are said, that here uh, the u word should come, and it could be like ending, starting, or in between, but there is like whatever at the beginning and whatever is the end. But if u is coming, this particular word, those also record should be ended, so that after these two filters, whatever records you have as output, we are again passing a filter. We are saying we are song name like you, so that you can see all the records, only 5 records are there where these 3 conditions are being matched, right? So you can see the output. Similarly, OR condition here. In OR condition, we have yeah. So I mean, OR condition means either this or this, like you said. Now here also it's like the brackets will be solved first. So we are saying this particular condition with some and first the SQL will solve this particular condition. So we are saying artist either Shannon or Prado, and the records that you got, then you are filtering the records which are like less than 2013. Year was less than 2013. So this way we are applying the OR condition. Then again, not is again a logical operator where we are saying, this is like one way to represent not, and not means the opposite of simple condition. So we are saying where the this particular record is between 2 and 3, and not means not 2 and 3, right? And this also is a sign like this way. Where is that? Yeah, not here, not here. Yeah. So there are like 4 or 5 cases we are covering. So first of all, we are saying not between 2 and 3. So you can see all the records where year rank is not 2 and 3 are coming. Then second case is like uh, and not. So we are saying this particular condition and not. So we are saying where year rank not greater than 3. So it's like less than equal to 3. Then that means 1 to 3. So then we have again, yeah, same, these two are same. We are saying like greater than, also we can say like this without not. So then we have again we are using like with not. So we are saying again the same condition here, and then with and we are saying this condition where we are saying artist not like this. So the records where this particular like pattern is not matching, those will come, and after that this also will be a filter which will again reduce our records. Yeah, here what we are saying that we can also use the null to calculate the like null records, like or filter out the null records. So this is also sometimes used. So if you want to consider the rows where the null values is not, so only those records will come. You can also use this particular combination, not null. So null is one keyword, and not null means those records will not come. So whenever you see this two combination together, then you can easily say that we are trying to filter out the null. So this is about not keyword. Then the last one is order by in basics. In order by, we simply arrange our records by some condition, and default is ascending. So we are saying arrange by artist ascending. So you can see that the records, 9 records we found earlier, those are coming at the beginning, like because it's like
by dictionary order, right? So
yeah, by dictionary order. Yeah. So then we are saying order by artist, then order by year rank. So you can see 1 to 3, and then we can also pass like DSC flag. So that means descending. Yeah. And then we can also pass multiple orders. So here we are saying first order by year descending, and then year rank ascending. And then here we are like reversing the condition. So first of all, we are filtering, we are ordering by year rank, and then after that year in descending order. This will be ascending because we are not passing keyword. Then again, instead of the column names, we can also pass the direct index. So we can say order by 2 1. 2 means the second column, 1 means the first column. So these and these are same. So yeah, this is about order by, and with that we have covered the basics. So I think yeah, let's stop here now, and tomorrow we will cover the advanced intermediate first. Sounds
okay.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see you then. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Dai.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pawan.
Yeah,
Sparsh,
hi, sir.
when did Ravi Kumar left the meeting?
I
You
think
know?
in the beginning only, after 5-10 minutes he left, I guess.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. You can share the recording to Dave.
Yeah, I will share the recording.
Yeah, you sent him the last class recording?
Yeah, I have sent the full
30th.
30. 30. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me check. Yeah, I just
yeah,
sent the 30 date recording. Yeah.
yeah, 30th and today's. Yeah, I will ask him.
Yeah. I will send today's recording and 30 both.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye.